Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Knows.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into
An
a
hour of
time machine
espionage with an episode of Counterspy and Dangerous Assignment. And we thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday. This is the 27th day of September, the 270th day of the year, and we have 95 days remaining until we get to 2024. The wreck of the old 97, made famous by the song of the same name, happened on this date in 1903. Glenn Miller and his orchestra performed for the last time before Miller went into the Army on this date in 1942. Today in 1954, the nationwide debut of Tonight, hosted by Steve Allen on NBC.
In case you're just joining us, this is Tonight, and I can't think of too much to tell you about it, except I want to give you the bad news first. This program is going to go on forever. Boy, you think you're tired now. Wait till you see 1 o'clock roll around. It's a long show. Goes on from 11:30 here in the East, that is, from 11:30 to 1 in the morning. And we especially selected this particular theater. This is a New York theater called the Hudson, and we especially selected this for this very late show because this theater's, I think it sleeps about 800 people.
The show actually started at 11:15 Eastern Time and would run for an hour and 45 minutes till 1 o'clock Eastern Time. The reason it started at 11:15 is that, A, there were a lot of stations that still only ran 15 minutes of evening news, and B, that a lot of stations, the 11:15 to 11:30 segment was a paid program. It was sponsored by, and I can't remember the name of the beer, Knickerbocker beer, I think it was, at that time. Also on this date in 1954, Senator Joseph McCarthy responded to a report from a Senate committee that found him in an unfavorable light for his anti-communist campaign and his methods.
I am not setting myself above any law, but Senator, I just will not abide by any secrecy directive of anyone. I think you and I have and will see presidents come and go. We have a duty to do our job, even though we may differ with a perfectly honest version of what the president thinks his job is.
The report called McCarthy's behavior as a committee chairman inexcusable, reprehensible, and vulgar and insulting. The Senate voted to censure him on December 2nd of 1954. McCarthy would die 3 years later in May of 1954 of acute hepatitis at the age of 48. 1964, the Warren Commission released its report concluding that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in the assassination of President Kennedy. 1968, the stage musical Hair opened at the Shaftesbury Theatre in London. It played 1,998 performances until its closure was forced by the collapse of the roof of the building in July of 1973. In Afghanistan on this date in 1996, the Taliban captured the capital city Kabul after driving out the president and executing a former leader. Google established on this date in 1998. Also in 1998, Mark McGwire hit his 70th home run of the season. That was a new record.
McGwire is set. So is the right-hander. All 6 feet 5 inches of him. He's set. And the first one to a Big Mac. Swing! And it's get up, baby! Get up, get up, get up! Home run! He's done it again! 70 home runs! Take a ride on that for history. They'll be shooting at that one for years and years. He gets a high five from Guerrero, from the shortstop.
Mike Shannon with the call over KMOX radio in St. Louis. The record would be broken 3 seasons later by Barry Bonds with 73. A mass shooting took place at Accent Signage Systems in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 2012, killing 6 people, including the gunman who committed suicide. 2 others were wounded. Passing away on this date in history, actor Lloyd Noland, actor, singer, dancer Donald O'Connor, the publisher and founder of Playboy, Hugh Hefner, and the co-founder of Jefferson Airplane, singer Marty Balin. Born on this date in history, Revolutionary leader Samuel Adams. We'll drink a beer to him tonight. Political cartoonist Thomas Nast, and magician Harry Blackstone Sr. This is also the birth date of Jane Meadows, who passed away, interestingly enough, in 2015, 15 years after the death of her husband, Steve Allen. William Conrad. I wish I had a third of his voice. What a wonderful actor. Radio star. Of course, all those great Gunsmoke episodes and so many other fine dramas. Magician, comedian, actor Carl Ballantine, also actor Roger C. Carmel. From Mission Impossible, Greg Morris, actor Wilford Brimley, and TV host Don Cornelius. You remember him from the Soul Train, and singer Meatloaf, who passed away last year at the age of 74. From the Guess Who and Bachman Turner Overdrive, Randy Bachman is 80 years old today. From General Hospital, One Life to Live, Days of Our Lives, and Queen of the South, A. Martinez is 75. Oh, teen idol Sean Cassidy is 65 today.
1977, later on a Monday and my heart stood still. To do run, 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 to do run, run. Somebody told me that her name was Jill. To do run, 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 to do run, run. Yes, my heart stood still. Yes, her name was Jill. And when I walked her home, to do run, 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 to do run, run.
Originally a big hit for the girl band The Crystals back in 1963, re-recorded by Sean Cassidy, and on his first solo album, Sean Cassidy. It went to number one in Canada. In the U.S., it also hit number one. In 1977, that's when that was the big hit. He's the eldest son of singer-actress Shirley Jones and singer-actor Jack Cassidy, and his older half-brother was singer-actor David Cassidy. Sean Cassidy, 65 years old today. From Bones and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Tamara Taylor, 53. Actress Gwyneth Paltrow, 51. From Three Doors Down, Brad Arnold is 45. Avril Lavigne is 39. And she starred in Wednesday on Netflix and became just quite the little thing. Jenna Ortega is 21 years old today. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 27th day of September as their birthday. If this happens to be your birthday,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Let's all get down and get funky, shall we? Okay, an episode of Counterspy, starring Don MacLaughlin, Mandel, Kramer, from 74 years ago, September 27th, 1949. That's up next on this Wednesday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I know lots of your youngsters headed off to college already, or grandkids heading off to college, and they've already got settled into their dorms, but they're not going to wash those sheet sets, So why not get them a new sheet set from MyPillow? They have all sorts on sale and special right now at MyPillow.com. They also have the MyPillow limited edition 20th anniversary pillows, as low as $19.98, king size, $10 more. The sheet sets, they've got some percale sheet sets starting at $25. They've also got the MyPillow towels, wonderfully soft and they're very absorbent, unlike a lot of the towels today out there. Also, comforters, bathrobes, everything they're going to need to make their dorm room or their apartment more of their home. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code Wyatt, or call 1-800-928-4715, 1-800-928-4715. By the way, if you want to get them some nice American-made coffees, go to mystore.com. That's mystore.com. You'll find some great coffee blends there. Get some for you, too. Use that same promo code Wyatt, W-Y-A-T-T, at mypillow.com or mystore.com, promo code Wyatt. Now, let's get started here with an hour of espionage. First, Don MacLaughlin, Mandel, Kramer as the fictional counterspies in the William H. Lord's production Counterspy. William H. Lord had a horrible relationship with the FBI. He did not get along with the agents, and quite frankly, Gangbusters was where this all started. Initially, that show was called G-Men, and they did not like J. Edgar Hoover did not like the raucous nature of the show, and so they quit doing the show as G-Men and made it Gangbusters. And so in 1942, William H. Lord came up with Counterspy as his fictionalized version of the FBI. Let's listen to this as they are doing the case of the visiting vultures 74 years ago today, September 27th, 1949.
Pepsi-Cola, P-E-P-S-I, that's your smartest cola buy. Pepsi-Cola presents Counterspy.
Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy. Washington calling David Harding, Counterspy.
Harding, Counterspy, calling Washington.
United States Counterspies, especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
Tonight, the case of the visiting vultures. Another Counterspy report to the American people. Brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday by Pepsi-Cola.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot.
That's right, you heard what they said. 2 full glasses of sparkling Pepsi from one big 12-ounce bottle. You're getting an extra glassful. And what a delicious glassful. The most refreshing, delightful cola that ever tickled your taste. You can't top Pepsi's tangy flavor. And that big, big bottle saves you money, goes twice as far. Pepsi's America's big, big favorite. And America's biggest cola value. So why take less when Pepsi's best? Whenever you reach for refreshment, remember.
Why take less when Pepsi's best?
And now to Counterspy. In a conference room in Counterspy headquarters in Washington, David Harding addresses a group of men around a long, shiny table.
Gentlemen, I'm honored by the presence here of the governors of the several southern states covered by our Counterspy districts 9, 10, and 11. We realize that your state administrations are faced with a large criminal operation, selling illegally made alcohol and evading federal taxes.
Peters, those figures, please. Yes, Mr. Harding. District 9, estimated tax loss, $221,000. District 10, $400,000. District 11, over $500,000.
Now, gentlemen, we don't yet know what gang makes that alcohol or where it's made, but all over your states, Counterspy squads are moving into action.
All right, here
here comes the truck, boys. Don't let it get by. If it's loaded with 1 gallon corn syrup cans, that's what we're looking for.
Okay, buddy, pull up. United States Counterspy.
This is the place. It's a dance hall and tavern. They won't open up for us.
All right, men. Smash down that door.
This truck's coming fast, but it's got to be stopped. If the truck doesn't stop, blast the tires. Get those tires!
So far, gentlemen, no useful leads have been obtained from truck drivers, tavern keepers, and others taken in these counterspy raids. One lead of possible value has been found, however. My assistant, Harry Peters, is leaving tonight to investigate it in Chicago.
Hey, buddy, I'm looking for the main office of the famous Flanagan Sisters Corn Syrup Company. Is it in here?
No, this is only the garage. The office is in that snazzy little building right across the street.
Anybody here? Excuse me.
Yeah, Buster, what'll it be?
I was looking for a secretary or a receptionist or something.
That's a little blonde dame there, usually. What's your problem?
I want to find out something about the famous Flanagan sisters.
Why, Buster?
I'm Harry Peters, United States Counterspy.
Well, Peters, I got news for you. I'm the famous Flanagan sisters.
You're the famous Flanagan sisters? All of them?
Yeah, it's only a trade name, and I bought the business a couple of years ago. My name's Hype Gordon. Sit down.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Do you believe in large offices?
Why not? I spend half my life here.
Is this one of your cans of syrup?
A sample, yeah. That label, that is a portrait of the original Flanagan sisters bending over a hot stove, making their corn syrup according to a receipt handed down from mother to daughters. Between you and me, the daughter should have handed it back.
Tell me, do you know what happens to your used cans?
Why?
Well, do you take them back, for instance?
Like milk bottles, you mean? No. Why?
A lot of them seem to be used for shipping illegal alcohol around the country. Labels ripped off, of course.
My cans where?
Into the so-called monopoly states where liquor is sold only by state-owned liquor stores. Bootleg liquor undersells those stores very profitably because somebody forgets to pay the federal alcohol taxes. We figure around $3 million on this particular operation alone.
Oh, you trace those cans to me, huh?
Mm-hmm. Through the manufacturer.
You want to look around the place, Peters? I'll show you where we make the syrup and can it. 50, 60 employees I got. I'll even show you the garage where we ship it out to stores and wholesalers. Maybe I'll even give you a couple of cans to take home to the little woman. Come on. This way. Hello, Milky.
Yeah. That you, Mr. Gordon?
Listen, counterspies are sniffing around my plant here.
Counterspy? Holy fish.
So don't send any more trucks here from the still till you get word from me.
Yeah. Mr. Gordon, you had 3 trucks loaded and ready to roll out of your garage, didn't you?
I got 'em out fast. So sit tight, Milky, and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Peters to Harding in Washington. No evidence whatever at Hype Gordon's syrup plant to connect it or him with illegal alcohol manufacture. However, have sent agents to trail 3 loaded trucks that left his garage while I was there. Gordon himself also under surveillance. Has 3 cars, including limousine with French chauffeur. Lives in most expensive apartment hotel in Chicago, swarming with uniformed flunkies. Gordon's rental at least $15,000 a year for lavishly furnished penthouse apartments.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
Wake up, sweetheart. Lover boy.
Oh, hi. Where were you so late?
Working, what else? It's only 12:30, Benny. Say, we got any bologna?
You fell asleep on the goddamn waiting stage. Must be love. What's the matter?
The famous Flanagan sisters and Uncle Sam.
Holy smoke. That?
I'm not sure yet.
But there's no time for you to get in trouble, lover boy. I still need that second mink coat. Oh.
Hey, I asked you if we got any bologna and pumpernickel.
Oh, yeah. Right. Here we are in the money. Living in the most expensive apartment hotel in Chicago. And I have to keep bologna and pumpernickel in the icebox.
Refrigerator. What's the matter with bologna?
It is so crude. If it was only frog's legs and wine or something. But it's bologna and pumpernickel.
Thanks.
Huh.
Want some, Vinny?
Please. Hi. How tough is it with Uncle Sam?
No. I figure as long as they don't find out where my still is, they can't tie me up to it.
Oh.
I'm just going to sit around and smile, and after a while, the counterspies will figure I'm an innocent victim. Go away.
Oh, holy smoke, hi. Somebody at the door without being announced. Maybe it's Counterspy.
You go on down the hall to the bedroom. Stay there. Go on, go on.
Let me know what happened.
Yeah?
Well, hiya, Hype. Well, say, you look just exactly the way I thought you would. Yes, sir. Not one hair out of place. Press the flesh, Hype, old boy. It's good to see you.
Who the hell are you? Let go of my hand, will you? How'd you get past the doorman?
Oh, my, yes. Hey, look, do you mind if I drop my suitcase right here? I'm Sam.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam Vandervoort. Your wife's brother, Sam.
Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, Sam. What? How are you?
Oh, great, Hype, great, just great. You see, I hopped the rattle out of St. Louis early today. Made up my mind to hit for the Windy City. You know, for a decent job. I need scope, Hype, and there ain't no scope in St. Louis. And, just between you and me, I come on ahead of Gladys so I could sneak in a couple of hot nightclubs, you know.
Gladys, coming too.
Oh, sure. You see, we thought it was about time we met the man my little sister Vinny married last year. Say, you got a mighty classy joint around here. Kind of small, though, ain't it?
There's only Vinny and me. She's back, I better tell you.
Oh, no, hold it. Don't bother, Hype, don't bother. It's late and I could bed down right here. Uh-oh. Hey, ain't this one of them sofas that opens up into a bed, ain't it, huh? Is it big enough for two?
What?
Well, you know, Gladys and I wouldn't want to inconvenience you, and we'll be mighty comfortable right here in the living room.
You mean you couldn't get rooms in a hotel? I can work it for you.
Hotel, Hype? When I got relatives I'm as fond of like you and Vinny, I wouldn't dream of hurting their feelings by going to no hotel. Bologna and pumpernickel, huh? Good.
Yeah. Only I'm sorry there's no frog's leg.
Oh, don't feel bad about that, Hype. I love bologna and pumpernickel.
To Counterspy Field Office, Chicago. Surveillance report concerning the trucks followed from famous Flanagan Sisters Corn Syrup Company garage. They proceeded south by various routes to make deliveries to 18 illegal liquor users. They are being kept under observation. relay this report to Mr. Harding in Counterspy Plane 1, en route Chicago.
Dave, I'm sure glad you're here in Chicago. This new development nails it right to Hype Gordon. He himself ships out alcohol under cover of shipping out corn syrup.
But where is the alcohol made? I see only one thing to do, Peters. Pull a new series of raids on his customers in the southern districts that might scare him into revealing where his still's located.
This tavern is being padlocked for violation of the law.
Watch those rear windows. They're trying to get away.
All right, step on it, Jack. We'll be late for the next raid.
They're shooting at it. Blast the lock off that door.
Hello, Milky.
Hey, Hype! Hype, for the love of Mike, you better come out here to the still. Take it apart or something. You know about all these new Counterspy raids?
Listen, Milky, they can raid every joint in the country. Won't mean nothing to us so long as they don't locate the still. And they won't so long as I don't go there so the counterspies can tail me. You just keep your head down and sit tight.
Yeah. Sit tight. We ought to do something.
No. If this was another mob muscling in or something like those West Side guys 2 years ago, I'd go after them with guns. This has to be played close to the vest.
Okay, Mr. Gordon. Suppose I have to call you later tonight. You home?
Home? I can't go home till way later. My brother-in-law's visiting us. What a schmo.
So throw him out.
I can't throw him out. My wife sticks up for him. I'm nuts about my wife. Then there's my sister-in-law, Gladys. She's tall and skinny. She talks and talks and talks and talks.
And I never dream of mentioning you to him. Only after all, you're my sister-in-law. And you know how Sam would never say a word unless he was sure.
Gladys, you said just now that he wasn't sure.
Well, after all, a wife ought to know how her husband earns his money. And after all, you only knew Hype 3 weeks before you married him.
I know, Gladys, and Sam was always good to me. Especially after Pop died back home. But that doesn't give him or you the right to criticize Hype. I'm nuts about it.
Well, all Sam said was that he didn't think the famous Flanagan Sisters Corn Syrup Company was very successful. And still, you and Hype have 3 cars, and you got 4 closets full of clothes, and that diamond ring. And then yesterday, Sam followed Hype around the city, and Hype didn't go anywhere near any customers.
Sam's been tailing... I mean, snooping around after Hype. Oh, that's contemptible. Oh, Hype? Lover boy? You're awfully late.
A lot of work, Vinny. Oh, Gladys.
Hello.
Vinny, I'm going to have some bologna and pumpernickel. Where's Sam?
In the kitchen, having some bologna and pumpernickel.
Time to hit the hay, Vinny.
Yeah. Good night, Gladys.
Good night, Benny. Night, Hype.
Vinny, the guy drives me nuts. Who? Sam. And Gladys. Now, listen, sweetheart, how about kicking them out?
Well, they won't be staying much longer.
What do you mean, 2 years?
Now, lover boy.
They drive me nuts. They're always in the way. They sleep on the sofa.
Dive in.
Borrows my shirts. Eats my bologna and pumpernickel.
They'll hear ya.
It's getting so the only pleasure I have at home. Just taking off my shoes.
I can't throw Sam and Gladys out, lover boy. They're all the family I got left.
Vinny, my customers down south got raided. I need a clear head, Vinny, and that schmo brother of yours gets me so mad I can't think straight. First thing you know, I'll do something dumb. And, honey, it'll be his fault. I'll murder the guy.
Hype, not so loud.
Where are my pajamas? Sam got my pajamas?
On the pillow. Hype, I guess this is no time for you to be upset, and I better tell you instead of you finding it out.
Find out what?
Well, Sam follows you around.
What?
No.
He follows me around. Sam, that iron-headed clam digger? I'll brain him now, so help me. Where the Sam Hill of my slippers? I suppose he's got them, too.
Hi, lover boy. Now, please don't make a scene. I'll get rid of them both by Saturday, I promise. Please, lover boy. Please.
In just a moment, we'll return to Counterspy, brought to you by Pepsi-Cola.
Pepsi-Cola, it's the spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Lots more value, lots more zest. Why take less when Pepsi's best?
More and more, among fellows and girls, among mothers and dads, you hear that sane and sensible question, why take less when Pepsi is best? No budget, no allowance ever had a better friend than tangy, sparkling Pepsi-Cola. Because one big 12-ounce Pepsi bottle gives you 2 delicious drinks. That's twice as much tangy taste, twice as much delicious Pepsi to go just twice as far. That's why more and more families say, why take less when Pepsi's best? Yes, families like yours and mine. Families all over America. They're all saying, why take less when Pepsi is best?
Pepsi-Cola, it's the spot. Tastes terrific when you're hot. More and better than the rest. Why take less when Pepsi's best?
Today, tomorrow, always. Get America's biggest cola value. Take home a carton of 6 big, big Pepsi bottles. Insist on Pepsi at the store. And say Pepsi at the fountain. Say Pepsi at the stand. Say Pepsi. Whenever you reach for refreshment, remember.
Why take less when Pepsi's best?
And now, back to Counterspy.
Peters, I've been studying the surveillance reports on Hank Gordon.
Yeah, me too, Dave.
He hasn't made a single betraying move. It's great. We smash his customers, stop the tax losses. We know he ships out the alcohol. But what we don't know is where's that still.
On the moon, maybe.
Well, I've got one notion that might be useful. Did you notice in these reports about Hype Gordon's brother and sister-in-law visiting?
And driving him crazy, yes.
Peter's relatives and in-laws often make trouble for decent people. Why not trouble for crooks, too? I think this Mr. Sam Vandervoort might be a lot of help to us, with a push from you.
And Sam, maybe I shouldn't have said anything about you following Hype around, but it just sort of popped out.
Oh, well, Gladys, it don't make no difference. I couldn't find anything out anyway. I guess we'll have to go back to St. Louis Saturday, maybe. Where are they tonight, Hype and Vinny?
I don't know. We got the apartment all to ourselves, and I must say it's a relief to have a little privacy. Oh, somebody's at the door. You go, Sam, and if it's a telegram or anything for Hype, you better open it in case it's important.
Yeah?
Says Hype in? Hype Gordon?
No, he's not. Did I give him a message?
You a friend of his?
No, I'm his brother-in-law.
Oh, well, give him this message, would you? Rush. Tell him to get out to the still right away.
Get out to the still right away? What name will I tell him?
He'll know where the message is from. So long.
Who was it, Sam? Telegram or special delivery? Sam, I asked you a question. Why don't you answer me? Sam, something's happened. I can always tell by your face whenever you got an idea. Now, why don't you tell me?
What?
I said, I was thinking, Sam,
shut up, will you? I'm trying to think.
Vinny! Vinny, it's me. Sam? Gladys? Oh, well, nobody. Yeah?
Hi, this is Vinny. Where have you been?
The athletic club, like I told you. Where are you?
I drove Sam out here. Only Hype, the minute we got here and told Milky, he got all excited and ran away. Oh, all the other men, too.
Milky. The other man. Vinny, are you at the still? With Sam?
I couldn't help it. The minute Sam told me about the message he got, we couldn't find you and we didn't dare wait.
Vinny, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to kill somebody for it. Don't move. Don't do anything. I'll come right out.
yell at me. I was only trying to help.
Help! Help!
Yes.
You and Sam together. You've made me do the one thing I swore I'd never do. Come out to this still so I could be tailed.
Hype, you got me and Vinny all wrong about
Sam, you shut up. Now, what'd you bring that idiot along for, too?
Me?
Gladys?
Look. Now, look, all of you. I'm trying to find a hand on this. On what happened? Now, what happened?
Well, while we were out, you and me, that is, Hype.
A guy come to the door with a message for you. To get out to the still right away.
A guy? What guy?
Well, I thought he was sent by Milton.
Milky wouldn't send a guy. He'd phone. Until you came out here. Sam, what did you butt in?
Now, Hype, you'd better listen to what I got to say.
Tell him, Sam.
Gladys, you shut up or I'll brain you. All right, let's have it, Sam.
All right. You think I'm a chowderhead, don't you? But I figured out right from the start you had a racket, and the minute that guy talked about a still, I was sure of it.
So
I want a job. Here, working for you. Or at the famous Flanagan Sisters Corn Syrup Company. Or else I talk.
Sam! You told me you only wanted to help, Hype.
Shut up, Vinny. You'll talk, Sam. To the Counterspy. Oh, Bright Eyes, you listen to me.
Now hold your horses, Hype. Just give me a job and I won't talk.
Talk, you big baboon, you! That message wasn't for Milky. It was a Counterspy gag, a trap, and you walked into it, and I gotta walk into it, too, to get you out. Give me a job, he says. Give me a job, you rockhead. I might be out of business altogether before morning.
Oh, Hype.
I don't buy all that hype. You can't brush me off that easy.
What? Vinny. One out in the car. Stay there. We may have to leave fast. I'll douse all the lights in here. Sam, you win. You and Gladys, come on with me. I'll show you something. Hey, see, Sam? Where my flashlight shows now? The alcohol's made upstairs. From here, through this cellar, the alcohol gets piped to my corn syrup factory. Our pipeline runs 2 miles in an abandoned sewer we found.
Gosh, what a setup. Hype, I sure gotta hand it to you, fella. Huh, Gladys?
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Sam, how would you like to stay here?
Work here?
Sam, he's up to something. Hype, you take us out of this cellar this minute.
Yeah, Hype. Let's talk about it outside.
We'll talk right here. I don't believe there was any message. You rushed Vinny off her feet. Now you want to sneak out and squeal on me. You rotten Counterspy stool.
What, me? You're crazy, Hype.
Got it out. Hype, you let him alone or I'll go.
Now, Sam will be quiet. You stay here with him, Gladys.
It's dark. No air. We'll die down here, you murdering.
So long, both of you. For good.
Hi.
Vinny, why aren't you outside like I told you?
Oh, there's strange cars all around. I get scared. It's so dark and creepy here.
Cars? Holy smoke, we gotta get out of here.
We can't leave Sam and Gladys.
Never mind them. Come on, there's a side door.
But Sam and Gladys... Oh, it's all right.
What?
Oh, that doorway over there from the cellar where you were just saw flashlight. Sam, Gladys, over here.
Gordon, Mrs. Gordon, stand where you are.
Counterspy, Gordon.
Vinny, what's that?
Yeah.
Oh, good, Gordon. Drop the gun. Look out. Stop resisting, Gordon. The entire building's surrounded.
I don't fight, you'll get hurt.
That's better. Handcuffs for Gordon, Peters.
With pleasure.
Gordon, you and all of your men are under arrest for making and selling illegal alcohol. Just now as we came in, we found Sam Vandervoort and his wife in the cellar. You'll be charged with their attempted murder.
Hi. You didn't.
Sam's a dirty stool pigeon. He was working for the Counterspy. My own brother-in-law.
You're wrong, Gordon. We only tricked him to trick you into leading us here to your stills. Now your entire racket's smashed. All right, Peters, have these people held outside. Then we'll start taking this place apart.
When your friends drop in, be generous, but be thrifty, too. Serve plenty of delicious Pepsi-Cola. Pepsi's big 12-ounce bottle gives you not just one sparkling glassful, but 2. Get a carton of 6 and serve 12 delicious drinks. Yes, Pepsi is America's biggest cola value. You get twice the tangy taste, twice the refreshment, twice the Pepsi. So why take less when Pepsi is best? Whenever you reach for refreshment, remember,
Pepsi-Cola hits the spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Lot more value, lot more zest. Why take less when Pepsi's best?
tune in every Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same station to Counterspy. Listen on Thursday for the exciting Counterspy case of the Vicious Visitor.
Tangling with the criminal I call the vicious visitor was dangerous for all concerned. For his prison guards, it meant a beating in the dark. For his partner, bullets. And for the woman who had once known him, it meant death for her husband, death for herself. I invite you to be tuned in on Thursday to
Case of the Vicious Visitor on Counterspy. Tonight's Counterspy program originated in New York, was directed by Leonard L. Bass, dramatized by Paul Milton, and featured Don MacLaughlin and Mandel Kramer, with music by Jesse Crawford. Counterspy is a Phillips H. Lord production for Pepsi-Cola. Enjoy some Pepsi ice cold tonight.
September 27th, 1949, Counterspy here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we'll have Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell in another dangerous assignment. Thanks for tuning into Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. A reminder, our monetization on YouTube ain't there. And those of you who watch us on YouTube, and I hope you enjoy the shows, but I would really like for you to go to our webpage, classicradio.stream. You can stream the shows directly from there, or download the Spreaker app. That's Spreaker, Spreaker.com. You can download the Spreaker app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. And look for Spreaker.com, download that, and then search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, and you've got us on your phone anytime you want to listen. Alrighty, now, more espionage, action-adventure with Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy. This was originally broadcast 73 years ago, September 27th, 1950, a South American adventure.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell.
Yeah, danger is my assignment. I get sent to a lot of places I can't even pronounce. They all spell the same thing, though, trouble. But when I walk into the commissioner's office, I don't realize that this assignment's going to wind up with me trying to preserve my life with a can of embalming fluid.
Well, here he is, Commissioner.
Good morning, Steve.
Commissioner?
I suppose I pulled you right out of a big deal, as usual.
No, it was all very innocent this time. Matter of fact, I was walking a baby in the park.
What?
Honest.
Yeah, some baby.
And that's what I thought.
I have your plane ticket at my desk when you're ready, Steve.
Thanks, Rose. Well, where to this time, Commissioner?
Your plane leaves for Latin America in 1 hour.
Latin America? Good. I can polish up my rumba.
That's a good idea. You'll probably need it when the bullets start coming your way.
You always make things sound so dandy. Okay, what's the deal?
Steve, you know a man named Slaga?
I don't know him, but I sure know the name. Foreign agent, isn't he?
Yes, he's tough and tricky.
What about him?
He wants to give himself up to us.
Are you kidding?
No, apparently he double-crossed the boys he's working for, and now they're out to kill him.
Look, since when have I been playing bodyguard to foreign agents?
Steve, we stand to gain a great deal out of this situation.
How so?
We've been after Slager for a long time. As you know, he used to operate here in the States. We managed to pin a minor charge on him that meant a 2-year jail sentence, but he flew the coop on us. Now he's willing to come back here and serve his sentence, and more important, He's willing to give us complete information on the Latin American organization of the outfit he's been working for.
Sure, I see his point. That way he gets protection from the boys who are trying to kill him.
Right. All you have to do is get him out and bring him back here.
Get him out of where?
Take a look at this map of Latin America. See this country here?
Oh, that's where he's hiding?
Yes, in the capital of that country.
Oh, so all I have to do is get him out of there, huh?
Yes, their dictator doesn't seem to like us much, and that makes it tough on you. You'll be bucking the local law.
To say nothing of the outfit that's trying to kill him. Lucky Mitchell, right in the middle again.
Slager's gotten word to us that he'll meet you at the Rio Gordo Bridge outside the capital tomorrow night at midnight.
Just a minute, Commissioner. After I meet Slager, how am I supposed to get him out of there? Do I carry him piggyback, stuff him in a suitcase, or what?
Your plane will get you to the capital city tomorrow afternoon. At 8 tomorrow night, be in the Juarez Bar. You'll be contacted there by a man who can make arrangements for a small plane. Or, Steve, it's vital that we get the information Slager's willing to give us. Get down there, contact him, and get him out of the country. Yeah, that's it. You've got your assignment. Good luck.
The National Broadcasting Company is presenting Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy in the role of Steve Mitchell, colorful, two-fisted government agent. At all those places of the world where danger and intrigue walk hand in hand, there you will find Steve Mitchell on another dangerous assignment.
Sure, I've got my assignment. Meet a guy named Slager in a slightly unfriendly country, then get him out of there before he gets killed. I've got a strong hunch that the same guys who are after him will be tossing more than bouquets in my direction, too. It's Wednesday afternoon when the plan leads in Latin America, and already I've got a reception committee of one waiting for me at the airport.
Senor Mitchell.
This
is the Holt.
Who are you?
I'm Lieutenant Eduardo Escobar of the military.
Oh, well, I guess I don't have to introduce myself. You seem to have me pegged already.
Indeed, I have, Senor Mitchell.
You don't sound like you're here to extend me the key to the city.
No, but I am here to extend what you may call an official greeting.
What is it?
It is known why you came to this country.
Is it?
You're after a dangerous and subversive agent named Slager, who is rumored to be hiding in or near the city. Is this not true?
Well, you seem to be doing most of the talking, Escobar. Why don't we keep it that way, huh?
I see. In that case, although we do not see fit to forbid your presence here...
Gee, thanks.
I warn you, stay out of my way in this matter.
Just a minute. Does that warning come from your government or from you personally?
That is not for you to ask. To me has been granted the high honor of tracking Slager down.
I see. It'd be quite a feather in your cap, I suppose.
I am not thinking of personal glory, but of the welfare of my government.
Oh, sure. Well, Escobar, looks like we're both hunting the same pigeon, but with one important difference.
And what is that?
I gather you don't much care whether you take Slager dead or alive.
I would prefer him dead.
That's what I thought. What does that get you, a headline or maybe a promotion, huh?
You're being impertinent.
Sorry, but you see, I want Slager alive. He's got information that would benefit all of us. I want to get that information out of him.
Senor Mitchell, I am not here to discuss this with you. I am here to...
Here to warn me to keep out of your way. Okay, Escobar, so you've warned me. Now, if you'll excuse me,
Where are you going?
Look, what is this information, please? I'm going to a hotel if it's okay with you.
And then what?
Well, I tell you, that's for you to figure out.
Let me assure you, you will regret your attitude, Mitchell.
Yeah. See you around, Escobar.
Indeed you will, Mitchell. Frequently.
This is your room, senor. The best in a hotel.
Brother, I wonder what the worst looks like.
I can show you that. It's just down the hall. It's lousy.
Never mind. Say, I didn't realize it gets this cold down here. You got any heat in this room?
Sí, a gas heater. I was just about to light it.
Yeah.
There. Now, will there be anything else? Huh?
Yeah. Where's the Juarez bar?
2 blocks down the street.
Okay, I've got to be there at 8 tonight, so give me a call about 7:30. I'm going to get a little shut-eye in the meantime.
Shut-eye?
Siesta.
Oh, you mean sack time, huh?
Yeah.
I see you've spent a little time in the States.
Oh, nada, senor. No. But my brother up there, he write to me letters. He has made me, how do you call it? Happy. Sweet dreams, senor.
It's just about dark when I stretch out on the rickety bed. I check over the timetable for the evening in my mind. At 8, go to the Juarez bar and be contacted by somebody who'll tell me how to get Slaga out of here. Then, at midnight, meet Slaga at the Rio Gordo Bridge outside of the city. And in between, try to keep Lieutenant Escobar out of my hair, to say nothing of the outfit Slaga used to work for. Sounds like a nice, peaceful evening. Well, fine, I doze off. I don't know how long I've been asleep when a sound registers. A window. A sudden warning flashes across my brain. I try to snap awake, but I have a hard time coming out of it. I get my eyes open, but the room's swimming in front of them, and my chest hurts. Then it registers. Gas. The whole room is full of gas. A sudden whip of fresh air hits me, and my eyes clear for a second. The window. There's a guy in the window with a knife. I manage to roll off the bed just in time. The knife plunks into the headboard. I stagger to the window, but the guy is gone. At this point, I don't care much. I'm more interested in filling my lungs with fresh air. My head starts clearing. I turn off the gas heater and head for the door. And there, standing in the hall, is the bellboy.
Senor, what's the matter?
You come back to see whether you've done a good job on me?
I heard a noise. Hey, that's gas. Your room is full of gas.
Yeah, don't tell me that surprises you.
No, caray, don't surprise me at all.
What?
These haters, you can never depend on them.
Oh, so your story is it was just an accident, huh?
Huh? What do you mean, senor?
You said you were a pretty hep kid. Yeah, maybe you're more hep than I realized at the time.
I do not understand you. You saw me light the heater.
You knew I was going to take a nap. You could have sneaked back into the room and blown out the flame.
Well, senor, I have not been near your room. These gas pipes, they're all clogged up. This happens a lot, that the flame goes out. Yeah, we lose more gas that way.
Okay, so that's your story, and I suppose it's very hard to prove anything different.
Indeed it would be, senor. Of course, there's always the possibility that somebody entered your room. I would not know about that.
Okay, for the time being, we'll leave it that way. Maybe you're telling the truth, maybe you're lying. Sooner or later, I'll find out which.
Sí, senor, sí. I'm quite certain that you will.
I head to the Juarez bar thinking about the deal on the way. I never thought I'd be glad to see the day when 2 different outfits are trying to kill me, but I am now. One outfit tries to gas me, and my life is saved because the other outfit sends a guy to open my window and throw a knife at me. Safety in numbers yet. Well, the bar is pretty deserted when I get there. A fat little gent is wandering around, picking away at his guitar. I don't have any idea who's supposed to contact me, so I sit at the corner table, and pretty soon a girl sidles over to my table, and she could be the contact.
Hello.
Hi.
I could sit down.
Sure.
You are an American?
Yeah, that means something to you?
Si.
You've been waiting for me to come in?
Si. All evening.
Good. You got a message for me?
Si.
What is it?
I am nice girl, Felicia. You are rich American. So I think you buy Felicia a few drinks.
Oh, great. Wrong party. I think we've been talking about 2 different things. Look, maybe you just better run along.
Okay. It is your loss, not mine.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Well, good evening, Senor Mitchell.
Ah, Lieutenant Escobar. What are you doing here?
I was about to ask you the same question, Senor.
Me? I just dropped in for a drink.
Very well. I hope you will enjoy your drink, because I intend to make certain that it is the only reason you came in here.
What do you mean?
You see the table in the center of the room?
What about it? It's vacant.
It will not be vacant for long, because I intend to sit there, Senor Mitchell, with my eyes on you. And that way I am quite certain you will not be meeting anyone here.
Well, suit yourself, Escobar. Now, isn't that just dandy?
Good evening, senor.
Huh?
Would you like for me to play a little song especially for you on my guitar?
No, thanks.
But I play good.
No.
Come on. For $1 I play anything you want to hear. Something to bring romance into your big heart. A tear into your eye.
Ah, some other time.
Oh, but just listen to a sample of my playing.
Look, will you beat it?
Okay, I beat it 8 to the bar. Pretty good, huh?
Hey, You knocked my drink over into my lap.
You're enjoying your drink now, Mitchell.
Drop dead, will you?
Oh, senor, I am so sorry. I was carried away by my plane.
You sure were, Buster.
Here, let me help to dry you. Here, my handkerchief.
Look, just let me alone, will you?
But they're on the pocket, senor. Here, let me dry
Take your hands. Oh.
There. Now, everything is all right, senor?
Yeah. Everything's fine all of a sudden. I'll see you later. I slip out of the bar in a hurry, and what's made everything fine all of a sudden is that the little guitar player slipped a piece of paper into my pocket while he was drying me off. I get down the street, stop under a street light, and take a quick look at it. It's a map of a cow pasture outside the city where a small plane will be waiting for me tomorrow. Good. Then I see Escobar come out of the bar. So I duck into an alley and take a few assorted side streets out of the city to the Rio Gordo Bridge. Slaga is due there at midnight. I get there 5 minutes before and spot the meeting place, a clump of bushes underneath the bridge. I wait there a couple of minutes, and then I hear a rustle. I step out. But just in time, I see the glint of moonlight along a gun barrel, and I dive back.
Sunday afternoon means mystery and action with the chimes over most of these NBC stations. Mike Waring, better known as the Falcon, brings his suave and romantic touch to a perilous mystery each Sunday, followed by the widely acclaimed dramatic series High Adventure. Then the big guy steps in, the big guy who likes to tell stories of mystery and intrigue, only the big guy's stories are not make-believe. And then a new kind of private eye. Charlie Wilde concludes your Sunday mystery lineup with a few casual homicides. Now, back to Dangerous Assignment and Steve Mitchell.
The shots keep whistling over my head, so I know the guy can't see me. I inch backwards up the slope and start circling. Pretty soon, I spot the sniper hurrying up the slope, too. I wait until he's about 4 feet away, and then I jump him. A girl. Okay, drop that gun, sister.
No,
I said drop it.
Oh!
That's better.
Who are you?
The guy you were just shooting at, lady.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
But I thought that was Slaga.
What?
So, he's gotten away from me again.
Wait a minute. What's this about Slaga?
I thought you were Slaga. Is he I want to kill?
Brother, you too, huh?
Oh, what do you mean? You also wish to kill Slaga?
No, but right now it looks like I'm the only guy who doesn't. Escobar, the outfit Slaga used to work for, and now you. What's your beef with him, and incidentally, who are you?
Maria Peralta. I used to think I was in love with Slaga until I found out what kind of man he was. Then I stopped seeing him. I met a good man, I married him. But when Slaga found himself trapped in this city, he came to me for help.
I see, and you refused?
I say, of course. Then Slaga started hitting me. My husband, he came in just then and tried to stop him. Slaga killed my husband.
I see.
Tonight I followed him here to the bridge. Then I lost him. When you step out of those bushes, I thought you were Slaga.
Well, it's a cinch if Slaga was around here. He's not now. Those shots probably scared him away. And speaking of shots, Maria...
Oh, see, I know. When I think I almost killed you. Oh, senor, you can forgive me?
Yeah, well, I guess the only thing left for me to do is to head back to town and wait for some word from him.
Senor, I have spoiled some plan of yours.
You sure have, Maria.
Well, can I in some way make up for it?
You got a car?
See, parked down the road.
You can drive me back to the city. That'll make up for a lot. Because I'm not hankering to walk all that distance again.
See, of course, I will be glad to drive you. You come. There is the building where I am stopped up ahead, Senor Mitchell. However, I can drop you anywhere you like.
No, that's okay, Maria. I'll get out here. Hey, this looks like a mortuary.
The body of my husband is here.
Oh?
I must make the final arrangements. You see, in the morning, I take his body back to the little town where he was born. He will be buried in the family graveyard.
I see.
Senor Mitchell, I am afraid.
What of?
Slaga, he probably knows I tried to kill him. I'm afraid he may come after me.
Well, I doubt it. Slaga probably realizes he's pretty hot by this time. The only person he'll be coming after is me, so if you'll just go back home and lock yourself in, I'll probably have him on ice by morning.
But if you should not... Senor Mitchell, I know I have no right to ask your protection almost after shooting you, but if you could meet me here at the mortuary tomorrow morning and stay with me until I leave with my husband's body, I would feel ever so much safer.
Come to think of it, that's not a bad idea. If Slogger does decide to come after you, that would be his last chance, wouldn't it?
See. Once the mortician drive me and the coffin to the railroad depot, I'm sure I'd be safe.
What time are you due here in the morning?
At 8.
Okay. If I haven't grabbed Slogger by then, it's possible that he may turn up here at the mortuary in the morning. If he does, I'll be here waiting for him. Okay. Yeah?
Mitchell?
Yeah, who's this?
Slugger.
Slogger? Hey, why didn't you show up at the bridge at midnight?
I heard shots.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Where are you?
I'm safe for the time being, but these interests I used to work for, they are closing in on me.
I don't doubt it.
Mitchell, listen to me. You must hide me, protect me. Get me out of the country.
Look, Slogger, that's why I'm here. I've got a plane waiting for us in a cow pasture, but before I can protect you or get you out of here, I've got to get with you.
Very well. It is 3 a.m. In 1 hour. Be on the Santo Tomas Highway outside the city, exactly 1 mile past the bridge. Park your car there and wait, and come alone.
I slip 5 pesos to a sleepy cab driver outside the hotel, and he lets me borrow his cab. I head out Santo Tomas Highway and arrive at the rendezvous spot 20 minutes early, which is just the way I want it. I climb out of the cab and into the bushes, and then I wait. 5 minutes later, a car comes poking along the road and stops. A man gets out and pokes a flashlight into my car. At first, I think it's Slogger, and I start out of the bushes. Then I see it's Lieutenant Escobar. This is just great, a fat chance I've got of contacting Slogger with Escobar hanging around. Suddenly, another car rounds the bend and comes down the highway fast. Then I get it. This whole deal is a trap. Escobar! Get down, quick!
Huh? Where are you?
I said get down!
Mitchell, what is the meaning of this?
That other car, get down!
That car?
Yeah, bristling with machine guns. If I hadn't made with a flying tackle, you'd be looking like a Swiss cheese right now.
Oh, indeed? And how do I know that this whole thing was not arranged by you?
Oh, sure. I arrange an ambush and then I run out into the firing line to grab you. Look, Escobar, this is the 3rd time I've been shot at in 11 hours. I'm in no mood.
You have only yourself to blame, Mitchell.
What do you mean?
I warned you to remain out of this affair. Next time, perhaps you will heed my warning.
I'll tell you one thing you can count on, Escobar. Next time, I'll stay in the bushes and let you collect a few more holes in the head than you've already got, if that's possible. I head back to my hotel. By now, I've just about had it. Not only is Escobar sticking to me like a mustard plaster, lousing up my chances of contacting Slogger, but the outfit Slogger used to work for is now thinking up quaint little traps to kill me, too. Obviously, they were the ones who rigged that fake rendezvous on the highway. I know now my only chance of contacting Slogger will be if he comes after Maria at the mortuary. She told me she'd be there at 8 in the morning, so I'm there 10 minutes early. The door is partly open. I walk in, but the joint is deserted. No mortician, no hearse, no coffin, and no Maria. I head for the back room. A whiff of embalming fluid almost knocks me down. There are cans of it spilled all over the floor. The whole room's torn apart. Then I hear a sound. It's coming from the closet. I unlock the door. Inside, there's a guy trussed up with rope and a strip of tape across his mouth.
Thank you. I heard you come in, but I was afraid you would not hear me pounding on the door.
Who are you?
The mortician's assistant.
Here, let me get you untied.
Yes, please.
Brother, that embalming fluid is killing me. Even in the closet here. What happened?
I am not certain. I opened up a little earlier than usual this morning because we were expecting Senora Maria Peralta to come at 8 o'clock for the body of her husband.
There, that unties your legs.
Yes.
Brother, no wonder that fluid smells so strong in here. You've got some of it on your shoes. Go on with your story.
Yes. A few minutes before 8, a man walked in with a gun. He tied me up here in the closet.
What happened after that?
I know only what I could hear through the door. The mortician and the senora must have arrived at the same time. Apparently, this man with the gun was hiding behind the drapes, When he confronted the senora, I heard her scream, Sla something.
Slaga?
Yes, that's it, Slaga.
Oh, great. Well, you're untied. Come on, let's get some windows open and air out the joint.
Good.
What else did you hear?
Well, there were the sounds of a fight. Furniture overturned and cans of embalming fluid spilled. Then Slaga must have gotten the upper hand again. He laughed and said a very strange thing.
What do you mean?
Something about a coffin being a very convenient place to travel.
I see.
Then he ordered the mortician and the senor into the hearse and told them to drive out to the Santo Tomas Highway. Apparently, his plan is to escape in that coffin.
Sounds like a pretty neat plan, too. The whole deal.
They left but a moment or two before you arrived. If you hurry, you may be able to overtake them.
You know, I've got a better idea.
What do you mean?
I'm about to take some advice that was given to me earlier.
I do not understand.
Lieutenant Escobar speaking.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Who is this?
Your old friend, Steve Mitchell.
Mitchell, where are you?
Yeah, I know. You've been looking for me, as usual. Lieutenant, I'm about to give you that headline that you've been bucking for.
What do you mean?
I'm down at a mortuary. The assistant here tells me that Slaga is heading along the Santo Tomas Highway in a hearse.
What? I'll throw up a roadblock. Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Escobar? Don't you know a good break when you see one?
Why are you giving me this information, Mitchell?
You've told me several times to keep out of your way in this deal, haven't you?
So, you have finally gotten smart.
Yeah. You hit it right on the head, Lieutenant. I've finally gotten smart. I'll see you around.
But, Mr. Mitchell, I do not understand.
What don't you understand, Buster?
As soon as you gave your name over the phone just now, I recognized it. When Maria was here last night making the final arrangements about her husband's body, she mentioned meeting you. She said you were very anxious to get to this Slaga.
That's right.
Well, then why aren't you chasing him right now? Why did you call the police?
Escobar wants me to stay out of his way. And I also want him to stay out of mine.
What?
You happen to know anything about this guy, Slaga?
How could I? I never saw him before this morning.
And let me tell you a couple of things about him, and I think you'll see my point. You see, Slaga's a pretty sharp boy, sharper than I realized.
I do not follow.
It could go together, something like this. Slaga double-crosses the outfit he used to work for, so they're after him. He gets in touch with us, and he tells us he's willing to give us information and serve a prison sentence in the States if we'll come down here and fish him out.
Oh, but what has all this to do with...
Just let me finish. Yeah, that's the deal that Slaga presents to us. And it sounds good, but this is where Slaga gets sharp, or thinks he does. He has no intention of coming back to the States with me. He's just playing both ends against the middle and using us to get himself out of the hole he's in here.
You mean that is why this Slaga is escaping in the coffin?
I mean, that's why Slaga isn't in that coffin.
What? But I do not understand.
Don't you?
It works, Slaga. They're all chasing the hearse.
Maria, you fool!
It doesn't matter, Slaga. I had you pegged right from the time I untied you. That's why I kept hanging around here. I figured your little partner would be doubling back to meet you.
Oh, so you had me pegged. Then be sure you have this pegged.
Yeah, I figured you were holding that gun on me in your pocket the whole time.
Slaga, shoot!
In a moment.
It was a pretty neat deal, kids. Maria comes to me with a fake story about you killing her husband to set up this coffin gag. Then the story you give me this morning about Slaga driving away in the hearse. I'm supposed to fall for that and go chasing after the hearse while you and Maria leave for parts unknown.
Quite right. But you were not convinced, Mitchell. May I ask how you found me out?
Sure, it wasn't too tough, Slaga. When I untied you, you told me that after you'd been put in the closet, you heard a fight in the other room with cans of embalming fluid being spilled. But there was some of the fluid on your shoes. Probably got there when you were making the room look like there had been a fight.
I see. Rather stupid of me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look, Slaga, you're not quite as sharp as you figure in this deal.
What do you mean?
You can't get away with it. The outfit you used to work for is all out to kill you, so is Escobar. One of them will get you sooner or later.
So? You paint a discouraging picture, Mitchell. What would you suggest as a solution?
My offer still stands. I'll get you out of here and back to the States. You'd be smart to take me up on it, Slaga. I've got a plane waiting in a cow pasture north of town. We can still make it.
Oh, don't misunderstand me, Mr. Mitchell. I intend to take you up on part of your bargain.
What do you mean?
The part about the aeroplane. You see, I intend to leave this country with your help.
That's better.
Only without you.
Oh?
Where exactly is that plane, Mitchell?
Sorry?
Very well. I will count 3. If you have not told me by then,
Look, Slugger.
One.
You can't get away with it.
That should not concern you. You will be dead. Two.
Okay.
That's much more sensible.
Looks like I lose all the way around.
Someone has to. It could not very well be myself. Now, the location of that plane.
Here's a map telling you how to get there.
Thank you, Mitchell. You have been most cooperative.
He and Maria take their eyes off me a second to look at the map. It's my one chance. There's an open can of embalming fluid on the table in front of me. I get one hand on it.
And now, Mitchell, I'm afraid you have outlived your usefulness.
You can't shoot without eyes. The slug whistles past my ear. By the time Slag can get his eyes open again, I'm...
Get back, Mitchell!
I got a better idea. You get back.
I will
I'll take that gun, Maria. Let's have it.
No!
Now, sit down.
You...
Sit down.
No! What are you going to do?
This is what I came here for. I'm going to take Slugger back with me.
Oh, he will never go. He will never tell you anything.
No? You think he'd rather I turn him over to Lieutenant Escobar?
Oh, no, you must not.
You see, that's just what Slugger's going to say when I put it up to him. And that's why he'll give me all the information I want. You know, some people sing for their supper. But just think how hard Slugger's going to sing for his life.
Dangerous Assignment, starring Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell, is written by Bob Reif and Adrian Jandot, with music composed and conducted by Basil Adlam, and is produced and directed by Bill Carr. This week, friends of Dangerous Assignment get a bonus in good listening, for Dangerous Assignment will be heard again Friday. That's day after tomorrow, Friday, September 29th at 8:30 New York time, when Brian Donlevy as Steve Mitchell will embark on another Dangerous Assignment.
All's Well That Ends Well, September 27th, 1950, Dangerous Assignment on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas next. A reminder of our webpage, classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. You can buy me a copy there, and we'll put that straight in our retirement account so we can hopefully kick up our heels. You can use the Buy Me a Coffee function there. That'll do that. And there will be other things forthcoming. So keep that webpage handy. You can always stream our shows there and learn the latest breaking news in the life of this program. That's at classicradio.stream. Now, we head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com. Another episode of Lum and Abner. This goes back 88 years, September 27th, 1935.
Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner. Brought to you by the makers of Horlicks, the original malted milk. Well, I think we can safely say that summer's just about gone. The days are shorter now and the evenings cool. It's time for parties, for bridge and gay gatherings at home. And more than ever, it's the time for Horlicks. A lot of you found last year what a welcome change Horlicks makes for the party guest who wants something more than the usual coffee, tea, or plain milk. Horlicks has everything a perfect hostess could want. It's easy to make. That means it won't interfere with the bridge game. Just mix thoroughly with water or milk and it's ready to serve. Then it's different, too. Delicious, wholesome, sustaining, with a flavor all its own. It won't keep your guests awake when they get home, like coffee so often does. There's many a guest who'd really appreciate that. Get some Horlicks now, ready for your next party.
You have a choice of 2 flavors, you know, either natural or chocolate. And ladies and gentlemen, here's an important announcement regarding change in schedule of the Lum and Abner program. So many of you have requested it that new coast stations have been added and the time of the broadcast changed. Beginning next Monday, October 21st, your old friends Lum and Abner will come to you in person at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be sure and check your local newspaper for the new schedule and the additional stations. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. You know, Lum has been arrested, charged with violating the Blue Sky Law, and is now out on bond until his trial comes up next week. He has been given to understand through very reliable sources that his only chance for an acquittal is to produce Squire Skimp, the promoter of the fraudulent stock, in time for the trial. Yesterday, Lum received word that Squire had been arrested in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and would be returned to Pine Ridge today. As we look in on our old friends today, Abner has gone to the county seat to bring Squire back. And we find Grandpappy Spears over at Lum's house discussing the affair with Lum. Listen.
Well, I just hope Abner don't have no trouble with him. It'd be a shame for him to make a getaway after you went to all this trouble to catch him and bring him back here. Well, I ain't uneasy about that. I'm just feared Abner will be too rough with him. He's so mad, I'm just feared Squire will make some moves where Abner will think he's trying to get away and start shooting. He's pretty mad, huh? Oh, yeah, he hates that Squire anyway, you know. Especially now after this has all came up. Well, you can't blame him. Squire caused you and Abner enough trouble the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I look back now, I can see where he's taken advantage of us time and again. No telling how much money he's beat us out of on different deals. I know, that's what I say. He's mine and I made his living off of you two. Yeah, well, it's been a good lesson to us, I'll tell you that. I'll know now better than to have any dealings with a feller like that. Yeah, he's a smooth talker, all right. I always just stop up my ears whenever he starts trying to sell me anything. Well, there ain't no need to do that. From here out, I'll just beat him at his own game. You know that old Eddard saying, it takes a crook to beat a crook. No, that's something else. Huh? Nothing. I don't aim to be beat out of no more money, though, I'll tell you that. Well, I don't reckon anybody will be for a while now. Huh? Oh, no. 10 or 15 years anyway. Unless he gets to selling stock in something to them other fellers there in the penitentiary. Well, he would now if he got a chance, I'll tell you that. He about swapped the warden 2 or 3 shares of stock in some companies are getting up for a pardon. Yeah. He's a sight, that feller. He's got a face on him as kind and innocent looking as somebody's old grandma, and he can look you right smack in the eye and tell you something you know ain't a word of truth in, but you can't keep from believing it. Wait a minute. Who's that driving up out there in front? Yeah, looks like Frank Foster's car. Well, that's Abner and Squire then. Yeah, he got Frank to drive him in there. Yeah, there's Abner getting out of the car. Now, Granny's, wait a minute here. Where's Squire? Huh? Well, I'll be dad blame. He ain't with Abner, is he? Frank's driving off there. Well, I'll swan to goodness. Do you reckon that crazy idiot let Squire get away from him? I told you somebody ought to went along with him, Lum. Here he comes. Granny's, I ought to had more sense than to leave it up to him in the first place. Now then, we've got the whole thing to do over again. Dad blame it if I don't tell him a thing or two. Wait here. So you let him get away, huh? Anybody that can't bring a prisoner from the county seat out here without letting him get away ought to be throwed out of office. Hey, who was it got away? I hadn't heard about it.
Come on in. Let's hear what kind of an excuse you've got studied up.
Excuse for what? What are you talking about?
Why, whereabouts is Squire Skimp at?
Oh, why, we let him out over at his place. He wanted to run in and see his woman a minute. He'll be on over here directly, he said.
You mean you just turned him loose and let him go in the house by himself?
No, I ain't turned him loose. He knows he's still under arrest.
Well, for goodness sakes. I bound he's aiming on making a getaway. Why, sure he is. About went out the back door before you got out of sight.
Swan Abner, you got less sense when it comes to handling criminals.
Oh, well,
That's all
now,
right.
Squire ain't gonna try to get away. He told me he's glad to come back. He wanted to stand trial. Wants a chance to prove that he ain't guilty.
Yeah, it's just a lot of mouth talk.
No, sir, he says if he'd have known we was looking for him, he'd have been back here long ago of his own accord.
He claims he's innocent?
Yes, sir. I don't know but what I believe him, too.
He ain't denying that he sold a lot of that mining stock around here, is he?
Oh, no, he admits to that all right. But you just ain't heard his side of it. He says the folks here in town just made up all this stuff on him 'cause he weren't here to defend himself.
Sassy fresh. He's guilty and he knows it.
Well, now, he says that the mine's all right. That the whole trouble is Lum just don't know how to manage it.
He said that about me?
That's what he said.
I grannies I'll make him take them remarks back. Every last one of them. Trying to lay the blame on me, huh? Talking about me in back of myself, is he? Well, if you want my notions on it, he's halfway back to the county seat by this time. You won't have a chance to make him take nothing back.
Why, he's right over at his place. Said he'd be on over here directly.
Wait a minute. I'll find out if he's over there or not. And if he ain't, it's up to you to find him. Fine constable. Turn all the criminals loose. You're worse than not having none at all. Wait, hello?
Blow me out for something.
Miss Kim? Let me speak to Squire a minute, please, Mom.
Squire's right there at his place.
He ain't? Oh, my goodness, that's all I wanted to know. Goodbye. Now, there you are. That blame it, I knowed.
He promised me on his word, Lum, and he wouldn't
Wait a
run
minute,
off.
Lum. There he is. There's Squire coming in the gate out there. Huh? Well, I'll be dog.
I told you he said he'd be on
That's
over
all
here.
right, Abner. I ain't mad about it. We've got him located again. I hope you make him admit he's guilty, Lum. I wouldn't let him try to lay the blame off on me if I was you. Well, don't you worry. I just been awaiting to meet him face to face again. Come in. Well, howdy, Squire.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon.
Come right in, Squire.
And Lum and Grandpap's been jumping on me for letting you stop over at your place, Squire. They thought you was going to try to run off.
Why, we just,
Oh, no, man. I'm glad of the opportunity to come back and prove my innocence to my good friends here in Pine Ridge. I was astonished to learn that all this had come up since I left town.
And you sort of left me to face the whole thing by myself, Squire. They got me charged with violating a blue sky law. Claim that stock we sold weren't no count. I had to mortgage my place and everything else to raise money enough to pay back the stockholders with.
Well, now, don't you worry about that 1 minute, Lum. You'll get every cent of it back, I'll promise you that.
You mean you'll pay me back what I had to give the stockholders?
Yes, sir, every nickel of it, with interest.
Well, I'll be dead blamed.
Why, I've got a deal on over in Tulsa that'll make me more money in the next few weeks than I'll know what to do with. I took that money that we got from a sale of stock in our silver mine and invested it in this new proposition. And it is a winner or my name ain't Skim.
What sort of a business is it, Squire?
Well, of course, I couldn't afford to divulge any of the secrets of it, Lum, unless you were a stockholder in the company. But I will tell you this. It's a patent I bought.
A patent?
One of the greatest discoveries of this age. Synthetic gasoline.
What kind of gasoline?
Synthetic, substitute gasoline that can be made in your own home in 2 minutes. A secret powder formula, 2 teaspoonsful of which will transform a gallon of ordinary water into a gallon of pure high-test gasoline.
Well, I'll sworn to goodness. Just 2 teaspoonsful, huh?
Yes, just 2, mind you. I'll tell you, men, it'll revolutionize the oil industry. It's the greatest discovery since Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity.
And that sounds all right, don't it?
Why, the patent rights alone are worth millions. The major oil companies would pay a fortune for it. Why, gentlemen, when I turn this loose on the markets of the world, it'll mean the ruination of the oil industry.
Grannies, I'd love to get in on a deal like that just once. I'll swan, Squire, you're the luckiest feller I ever seen to have something like that.
Well, I don't know of anybody I'd rather have in with me than you, Lum.
Well,
but, of course, I wouldn't want to influence you in any way in buying it.
No.
I've got to have $50 to send to Washington for the patent rights, and I've got 25 of that 50.
Well, I granted you've got the other 25, too. I'll raise it some way. Just count me in on it.
Well, good for you, Lum. I told Squire coming out here that I figured you'd go in with us on it.
Oh, did you buy some stock in it, too, Abner?
Why, sure. I was the one that put up the $25 that Squire's already got. I noticed that's the best proposition I ever heard of.
Well, it looks like that when Squire Skimp offers them a proposition, Lum and Abner just can't say no. Ladies and gentlemen, I've often told you about the dealer who tries to substitute. Well, I went shopping for Horlicks myself the other day just to see what would happen. Here's what did take place, just as I expected. Listen. I want a package of Horlicks, please.
Yes, sir. Natural or chocolate?
Natural, I think.
All right. But really, sir, I think you're making a mistake.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, sir. Horlicks is good, of course. But really, our brand is good, too. Just as good. And much cheaper.
Well, is that so?
Yes, sir. You take our brand, very good. I'll wrap it up.
Just a minute there. I never said anything about taking your brand. I want Horlicks, please, what I asked for. I happen to know that Horlicks is more than worth that difference in cost. And, my friends, it's unbelievable the way some stores attempt to push products that are far inferior to Horlicks. I happen to know that the product offered me as just as good as Horlicks was really a mechanical mixture of inferior malt powder, skim milk, and more than 50% ordinary sugar. Surely that's no bargain. Where your health's concerned, you just can't afford to take a chance. Insist on Horlicks, the original. Then you know that you'll be getting a product of quality, flavor, and results that have never been equaled. And now, don't forget, new coast stations have been added, and the time of this program changed. Beginning next Monday, October 21st, your old friends Lum and Abner will come to you in person at 8:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be sure and check your local newspaper for the new schedule and the additional stations. This is Carlton Brickert, speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all goodbye until Monday at this same time.
Oh, Lordy, another trip down the rabbit hole for Lum and Abner. This episode was from September 27th, 1935, 88 years ago. A little side note, if you will. I was one of a number of wrestling fans, and most of you know I'm into pro wrestling. And in the 2000s, I was, I had migrated from reading about the news of the wrestling industry on bulletin boards and on what then was Usenet, and then migrated to bulletin boards on the internet. And one of those bulletin boards where we read information was a place called Online Onslaught. And it was a crazy time, a lot of interesting information and opinions and all of that and rumors and such. And one of the guys who ran one of those boards for years was a fellow by the name of Rick Squire. And I just discovered that earlier this year, Rick Squire, who was a fun guy to correspond with, he passed away earlier this year of cancer at the age of 49. And having lost both my parents to cancer, having lost all my aunts and uncles to cancer, all I can say is cancer sucks. And that's all I wanted to put this out there. It hurts to be this age and to be a fan and to see so many people dying of something like cancer. And it's truly sad. You know, we get vaccines for all this other stuff. We don't have a vaccine for cancer. Go figure. Anyway, I mentioned that and put that out there and say so long, Rick. Okay, Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox will be here again with a Thursday edition. We will see you then. A reminder, MyPillow.com, promo code Wyatt, or call 1-800-928-4715. The MyPillow limited edition pillows, queen size, $19.98, kings, $10 more. My webpage, classicradio.stream, and we will see you tomorrow on this favorite podcast app of yours or at our webpage, classicradio.stream. Have yourself a great day.